I'm going to begin with a text message I just got from a small businessman in Ottawa who's opened some beautiful, legendary local restaurants. Fratelli's, which is Italian for brothers, and Roberto's, an incredible pizza shop, a beautiful pizza shop where you can get some wood oven pizza. He sent me this message. Hi, Victor. He was responding to a friend who asked him about a business investment opportunity in Ottawa. He replies, "Hi, Victor, I appreciate you thinking of me. I'm personally done with investing any time or money in Canada. I've actually started the process of leaving. My kids have already left and don't want to come back here. One is in Italy, the other in Florida. Both are extremely happy and living life the way it should be lived. It's sad, but it's my new reality based on what's happening with this Liberal Prime Minister and Canada for the next generation. I hope all is well with you and your family. Lastly, FYI, I found out today that 46% of businesses in the downtown business improvement area will not renew their leases. Yikes, that's scary. What's coming in the next year or two? I hope you and your family are well. See you soon." Isn't that sad? Now, this is the kind of person the Prime Minister likes to demonize, someone who's earned a living, built his own business from scratch. He didn't inherit a multi-million-dollar tax-preferred trust fund. No, he had poor immigrant parents from South Italy, the kinds of people that we see in communities across the land, including in South Shore, St. Margaret, where the member with whom I'm spilling my time resides. And I know that this is the kind of story that the Liberal-controlled media likes to shut down. For example, I told the story of a Cape Breton couple that had moved to Nicaragua, and the Bell CTV tried to gaslight them and me by claiming that this was all crazy talk. Well, it was actually a story told by the person themselves. Of course, Bell is the Prime Minister's favorite telephone company. They love to get favors from his regulatory arm by giving him a lot of gushing media propaganda. They even publish the propaganda that is regurgitated by Canadian press. They just literally cut and paste the stuff that PMO feeds the Canadian press to write. Mr. Speaker, they can no longer gaslight Canadians on these facts, because let me look at an article from even the CBC had to admit it today. Quote, "Emigration from Canada to the U.S. hits a 10-year high as tens of thousands head south. Census data says 126,340 people left Canada for the U.S. in 2022, a 70% increase over a decade. A 70% increase in the number of people leaving Canada for the U.S. Quote, one group called Canadians Moving to Florida and USA has more than 55,000 members and is adding dozens of members every single week. Marco Terminesi, former professional soccer player who grew up in Woodbridge, Ontario, and now works as a real estate agent in Florida's Palm Beach County with a busy practice that caters to Canadian expats. Quote, "I hate the politics here being Canada." Terminesi said that his phone has been ringing off the hook for the last 18 months with calls from Canadians wanting to move to sunny Florida. With the Prime Minister, quote, with the Prime Minister, I have to get out of here. That's what people tell me. They say to me, Marco, who do I have to talk to get out of here? There's a lot of hatred, a lot of pissed off calls. I'm quoting. It's really shocking for me to hear all this. And I'm not sure all these people are moving for the right reason. People are saying, I hate the politics. I'm uprooting my whole family and moving down. And I say, well, that problem could be solved in a year or two. God willing, Mr. Speaker. I think a lot of people are hoping that common sense conservatives will come in to solve the problem he has caused. I think it's clear. Because let's be blunt about this. Let's be very blunt about this. If I am not Prime Minister in the next 2 years, there will be a large sucking sound of Canadian businesses, entrepreneurs, workers leaving this country to go anywhere on planet Earth and escape the doubling housing costs, the quadrupling carbon tax, and the devastating economic policies that are pricing the people out of their own country, Mr. Speaker. That is the reality. It is happening already. Canadians are fleeing the doubling housing costs that this Prime Minister has caused by printing cash to inflate costs, by funding bureaucracy that blocks home building. They're leaving the country to avoid the massive tax increases that have shut down businesses and pushed, according to one Liberal former governor of the central bank, $800 billion of Canadian investment more abroad than has come home. And with all the suffering and misery, the 256 homeless encampments that have popped up in Toronto, the 35 homeless encampments in Winnipeg, the 2 million people lined up in food banks, the 1 in 4 Canadians skipping meals because they can't afford the price to eat, the 76% of young people who say they will never own a home. For God's sakes, can they not at least enjoy a vacation, a merciful vacation from these taxes? That's why common sense conservatives not only want to axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime when we form government, but in the meantime, we're asking for a tax holiday on fuel that will save 35 cents a liter and allow families to get in their car, go on the road, do some camping, support the local tourism businesses. Let's bring our money home. Let's bring a vacation for long-suffering Canadians. It's common sense. Let's bring it home.
You're here.